Good morning. Welcome to Saturday's devotions. Symbolism can be a marvelous tool in one's Christian walk, but it can also be a crutch or a hindrance to spirituality. I personally quite like the idea of some symbolism in my faith walk, mainly because it stops me from worrying. In Exodus, just before the Israelites left Egypt, the Lord gave Moses instructions that each head of a household was to take a lamb, slaughter it, take some of the blood, and put it on the top and the sides of the doorframe. That same night they were to roast and eat the lamb, along with bitter herbs and bread without yeast, now known as the Passover meal. It further says in Exodus, "I am the Lord. The blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. No destructive plague will touch you when I strike Egypt." So, Pete has painted a stake and plunged it into the ground at our gate to symbolize for me the promise that no destructive plague will touch this home. Paul Levi says, the universe is itself a primordial revelation that is speaking in the language of symbols, the literal and symbolic book of life. The whole of creation is a cosmic text, thirsting for interpretation. End of quote. People's behavior is often strongly controlled by symbols. A very powerful symbol in our lives is hair. In the Bible story of Samson and Delilah, his uncut hair is a source of great strength. Unfortunately, Delilah betrays him. His hair is shaved while he is asleep, and the Philistines subdue him. Teenagers grow long hair to rebel against authority. But does being bald really diminish one's sense of identity? Certain Buddhist sects have shaved their heads as a sign of submission. In the early Qing dynasty, all Han Chinese males were required to have their hair shaved as a sign of their status as slaves. If they refused, they were executed. Does losing hair mean loss of identity? Has someone with a shaven head submitted to authority? I doubt it. But it does go to show how powerful symbols can be. Being bald is sometimes a symbol of power or aggression, like the skinheads. So, the downside is when the symbolism unnecessarily controls our lives. Benny Johnson is an amazing prayer warrior, and in her book called The Happy Intercessor, she tells the story that often a group of people from her church will go out with fake swords, bury them in the ground, and after collective prayers, claim that land for God. That at that place, Christian principles will apply, rather than evil of, say, drug dens. She also makes the suggestion, and I could be wrong and it was someone else, but I lent the book to someone and it was never returned, that one finds two keys. I have effectively done this exercise with some groups, and many have thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and others were quite blasé about it, rolling their eyes in horror. One takes an ugly key, and you make a list of all the things you wish to bind in your life: pride, the desire to spread gossip, jealousy, low self-esteem, envy, depression, procrastination, lust, rage, self-absorption, vulgar language, hypocrisy, sarcasm, stubbornness, and impatience. One then buries this in the ground and hopefully buries these unacceptable traits. The second key, hopefully a pretty one, you pray over to instill all the ways you aspire to, aim for, and hope to become in your walk. This key can then be placed in an area where it is a constant reminder to you what you are aiming for, striving for, and undertaking. Symbolism should never replace your heartfelt relationship with the Lord. Mark 7:14, the state reading for today, examines this. It should never become something one does in a rote fashion so that it no longer holds any significance, merely going through the motions. This Sunday walk through communion holds amazing significance. To be symbolically reminded as we take the sacraments that Jesus died for us is tantamount to our faith, and I hope you will be there to thank Him. I also hope you'll have the opportunity of having a little debate or discussion with a friend on the pros and cons of symbolism in our Christian walk. Have a lovely day.